All right, today we're diving into a tool that completely changes how AI agents see the internet, and it all boils down to this one really powerful idea. Your browser, it's the API. So what does that actually mean? Let's get into it. Okay, so to really get why this tool is such a big deal, you first have to understand the huge problem that AI agents are up against. I mean, these things have insane processing power, right? But when you ask them to go out and use the web, they're kind of stuck. So why is that? Well, it's because they're trapped in what you could call a walled garden. Their entire world is basically just the files on your computer, a terminal window, and this tiny, tiny fraction of websites. We're talking maybe 1% that actually have a machine-friendly API. But think about the rest of the web. You know, the other 99%. All your social media feeds, forums, even your company's internal tools. All of that was built for us, for humans, not for them. And this is where Baby Browser steps in. It's got this really clever and, as the name suggests, kind of bad boy idea that just flips the whole problem on its head. So this quote is literally the creator's aha moment, taken right from a Reddit post. They were trying to get an agent to work on Reddit, and it hit them how ridiculous it was to be fighting with logins and authentication when, their own Chrome browser was already logged in, which led to a really simple question. Why can't I just let the agent use the session I already have running? And that is exactly what BB Browser does. It's a tool that lets an AI agent directly control your real, live-running Chrome browser. See, it's not pretending to be a browser or spinning up a new one. Nope. It uses the one you've already got open with all your tabs and, crucially, all your active logins. And that is the big paradigm shift here. For years, the approach has been trying to get websites to change for machines, by building APIs. BB Browser just says, forget all that. Instead of changing the website, let's just make a machine use the interface that already works perfectly, the one built for us. Okay, so how does this all work? And more importantly, how does it work without sending all your private data to some server in the cloud? Well, the architecture is actually surprisingly simple, and it's all designed to keep everything right there on your local machine. It's basically a simple, closed loop that never leaves your computer. So you type a command in your terminal, a little process running locally catches it and sends it over to the web browser Chrome extension. Then the extension does the work right inside your browser. Maybe it runs a search or grabs some data, and then it sends that information back to your terminal, all nicely structured as JSON. The key thing? Nothing ever leaves your machine. It's all happening right there. Now this is where things get really interesting, especially when you compare it to the old ways of doing things. You've got tools like Playwright or Selenium, which run in these clean, separate browser environments that websites can spot a mile away and flag as a bot. Then you have web scrapers, which are just in this constant cat and mouse game to avoid getting blocked. But BB Browser, it's just you. It's using your actual browser. As far as the website is concerned, its actions look exactly like your own. But of course, the second you hear give an AI control of your browser, alarm bells start ringing about security, right? And the project tackles this head on. Like we just talked about, it is 100% local. There are no external servers, no data collection, no analytics. It doesn't even need to extract or store your cookies or passwords. It just lets the browser do its thing. And the whole project is open source, so if you're skeptical, you can go and check the code yourself to make sure. But what's really cool is that BB Browser isn't just a standalone tool. It's becoming the foundation for this whole collaborative ecosystem. And it's an ecosystem where both humans and AI agents can help it grow. And it's already gotten pretty big. There's this community repository called BB Sites, and people have already contributed over 100 ready-to-go commands for more than 35 different platforms. And that's the magic, right? This community effort is turning complicated websites into simple commands anyone can run. And we're not talking about simple stuff here. We're talking about grabbing the full transcript from a YouTube video, checking a stocks price on ShareQ, searching for papers on Archive, or even seeing the daily hot topics on Zihu. Every single one of these commands uses your existing login to get data that would be a nightmare for a regular bot to get. And it all comes back as clean, structured data you can actually use. Okay, and this is where it gets really wild. You can actually give an AI agent the task of creating a new adapter for a website it's never even seen before. The agent can use the tools built right into BB Browser to look at the site, figure out its structure, write the code for a new command, and then share it back with the community. So the ecosystem is literally teaching itself and growing on its own. All right, but like any tool this powerful, we've got to be realistic. It's really important to understand its limitations because there are definitely some key dependencies and risks you need to think about. So here's the big trade-off. The tool's greatest strength is also its biggest dependency. The whole thing works because it uses your real logged-in browser session. But that also means if your Chrome browser isn't running, or if you're not logged into the site you're targeting, well, the tool can't do anything. And there are a few other risks to keep in mind. First, letting any automated system drive your browser, you've got to be careful. Second, these adapters are built for a website's current design. If a site changes its layout, the adapter can break until someone fixes it. And maybe the most important thing to know is that there's a kind of philosophical line in the sand that the project has drawn. And this quote from the creator really sums it up. Let agents read the web, but let humans be the ones who write to it. I mean, think about it. The tool could be used to automate posting comments or liking things or sending messages, but almost all the commands the community has built are deliberately read-only. And that's on purpose. It's a safety rail, a way of saying, hey, maybe we're not quite ready for AIs to be running around the internet pretending to be us. So that leaves us with a really big question. This tool, BB Browser, it isn't just another scraper or automation script. It's a key that could potentially unlock that other 99% of the web for our AI agents. So if an agent's world suddenly expands from just files in a terminal to the entire internet that you're already logged into, what kind of new assistance, what new possibilities does that open up? Honestly, that's something we're all just starting to figure out.